sad that I can't be at your party in Milan, which is the high point of the week.
I'm not the only
one. The special
one.
people who are invited. So I'm sorry I can't be there for real, but I've arrived by hologram. So I hope that's at least a substitute.
There are 1,000 people that are ready in the garden.
I wanted to talk to you. You know, it's the 60th anniversary of the Milan Fair, and so we wanted to celebrate that idea a bit. But can you remember your first ever salone?
I don't really remember, but yeah, I remember the first party we did for the salone, because we was always outside the salone. Only one time we made an exhibition in the salone, in the fair. It was an exhibition only of trays. It was nice, and I remember that was snowing in April. So
in April.
Yeah, it was incredible. I don't remember. It was in the early 90s. Yeah, more or less.
So I've always been interested, and I think in your house it's very visible the way that Italians live with design. You know, in the UK, I think for a lot of people it's a profession. It might be something that you buy, but you don't really live with it in the way that happens in Italy. And I learned a lot about that in Milan. Can you tell me how important design is for the Milanese?
But it's something very, it's one of the most important activity in Milan, design and fashion. So what is interesting is also the spirit of the Salone that is a little missing during the last time. But the beginning was very open, every showroom was open, many houses was open, many studios. Now it's more difficult, but it's too much people. So maybe now this changement of because the pandemic, maybe in the future we can go back to be more soft, less crowded, and maybe can be interesting the developing of the salon in the future. That I don't want to say that is something that goes back, but something different, less crowded, more focused in yes, as you say, inside the spaces. Sometimes houses, if it's possible, or sometimes studios or showrooms, shops, everywhere in the city. Everywhere sprouted in the city.
Okay, now I've always been interested also in your going beyond design. I know that you do perfumes, and I know also that I've seen you doing the DJ spot. So music is super important for you, right?
Now
you know that I started off as a musician as well, right?
Yeah.
But tell me about the connection with music and design in your mind.
But first of all, music was always my passion from when I was a child. But what is important, because you are always talking about design, Fornasetti is not really design, because design means industrial designs. Fornasetti is more decoration than design. So decoration is something that you can apply everywhere in many different fields. So the possibility of decoration is more than the possibility of design in a certain sense. Is something that you can explore in many different ways, and music is one of the ways. My challenge was always to connect images with music, and so that's why we did an opera, because it was very interesting for me to interfere with with the theater, with the scenography, etc. And also because I like the idea to, because especially our techniques, they are very expensive in produce, because we made very high quality objects that of course they have a cost, a high cost. I like the idea to have a more possibility of have to approach much more public, making decoration in different ways, not related of a product that you have to buy. So there are, for example, I don't know, public spaces, different way to see the decoration that is a kind of thing who can transmit a message, transmit emotions, etc.
So you see it as communication, either music or decoration or design, more as communication than making shapes?
Both, altogether, yes.
Yeah. So I met you a long time ago when we were boys almost. You used to travel to London, right? Do you still have a connection to London?
Sorry, no, I didn't understand the question.
When we were younger, you used to visit London a lot more.
Yes.
Yeah?
You know, for
You
Italian...
used to travel in an old Rover, correct?
Yes. It's down in the box. The Olivia is called.
Olivia is still in the box.
He's still in the, he's working. He's traveling. He's going very well. I always take care of the. And anyway, no. Talking about London. London in the '60s for the young generation, Italian young generation, was a kind of meet, a kind of mecca where to go, because the music comes from there. Also, my first records was Beatles, Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, and that's because in Italy we didn't have so big explosion. There was, yes, many groups copying English music. Our identity at the time was a little in the shade, and was difficult to come out of that. You know, now we start to have very good musicians also in Italy. But I remember.
Really?
Yes, you don't believe it?
I don't believe you. Come on. Are you going to play some of that music now?
Some Italian music?
No.
No, if you want, but I don't know if we have the time to. But I can make a compilation of Italian very good quality music. Anyway.
Okay, it's a deal.
And,
no, okay, so what would you be showing that's new with Fornasetti right now?
Sorry? What
is the che novità? What's the new Fornasetti? You're going to do an opera,
for the
right?
next Salone?
What else are we going to see from Fornasetti?
Now we just had a collaboration with Louis Vuitton, so I decided to be connected with the fashion in some way. That was something that I avoided for many years. But now I think it's time, because there are too many imitation, too many inspiration, too many fakes also. So I say, why not? When someone like Louis Vuitton comes and asks to do a collection, I cannot say no. And so it was fine. It was a nice experience. Nicolas is a great guy. He understood perfectly. He was able to give a different approach, a different image to the Fornasetti decoration, and that is another way to see decoration applied in a different situation, a different field.
Okay, so Instagram is.
You made a
short
restaurant.
format.
You made a restaurant in Milan. So
Yeah,
you
we have a
approach-
restaurant, but of course it's closed, like everything else. It's
Yeah.
closed in London, but we open next week.
Okay, good.
So come and eat next time. So last question, Barnaba. You know, we share a problem and an opportunity, which is that our names are the company name and our own personal name as well. So my company being called Tom Dixon, sometimes I have trouble separating myself from the company.
Yeah.
Do you have that problem as well?
Yes, we have, because there is my father, there is me, but Fornasetti is both, and there are some companies inside the principal company, the holding, as we say, even if we are very, very small, is Immaginazione, the name of the company. But
Okay.
the brand is registered as Fornasetti because everybody knows Fornasetti. But I like very much Immaginazione. Was words that my father chose when they ask if you want to do a perfume, if you will do a perfume, how you will call this perfume? And he say Immaginazione. And I think that is a very good name for a company. Another company, the company who produced Fornasetti is called Follia Pratica, Practical Folly. And so that's...
Who's playing the music?
Yes, this is a piece that is the only piece that I make, that I signed together with a friend of mine that is a real musician. Me, I'm only a DJ, taking some lyric voice, and after some electronics. We did in this room this piece.
Hang on, is that you singing? Fantastic.
You can find this piece on the web. If you visit Fornasetti, it's the only one. Now I'm working with some friends to another project using the music of our Don Giovanni, who it was recorded live. So we have all the different instruments and the voices separated, and we try to make a remix of the classical Don Giovanni. Very, very modern with some electronic, very also danceable, and we were thinking also to give to other musicians this opportunity to use Don Giovanni as a theme, to develop, to remix, to make totally free. And this can be at the end a concert or something, or an event to put together a musician who wants to work around the Don Giovanni. You also are invited if you want.
That's fantastic. I'm ready. Please send me the tape. I will.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Barnaba.
Ciao.
Keep it short because Instagram is a short format. So
Okay.
I hope to see you very soon in Milan or in London, yeah?
I hope so.
Okay.
Ciao.
A presto.
Ciao.